Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with my next video, my first comic book haul video for the new year 2024. Before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so and tap the notification bell as I post more videos like this. You can get them into your feed immediately. Again, this is my first comic book haul for the year of 2024. And before you don't see comic books, not yet anyway, you will see them in a few minutes. This is a very, very cool short box that I picked up at Greenbrain Comic Books this weekend. I was there, and I was also at a toy show. I posted that video on Monday, I believe. Had a wonderful time there. Please check out the video if you have not already. There's been a lot of talk about Secret Wars, which will be one of the upcoming major MCU projects. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. But this is a cool short box that I picked up. The artwork is based off of issue number 1 of Secret Wars. Features all of our, or most of our, favorite comic book heroes. We see there Captain America, Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue, the Thing from Fantastic Four, She-Hulk, looks like Monica Rambeau, and Nightcrawler. But we're going to turn the box around. You can see the rest of the heroes on the box here. Let's see. Who do we have? We have there the Incredible Hulk. Oh, there's a lot of glare in there. Sorry about that. I don't think I can get that glare out of there. There we go. The Incredible Hulk, of course. Nightcrawler, as I mentioned. Spider-Man. There is Monica Rambeau. Looks like Storm. Also, I see Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four. All right. I love these short boxes. This is the coolest way to collect and keep your comics in terms of storage and keeping them in good shape, and enjoy the artwork as well. I love these short boxes. I have a bunch of them now. Here's the top of the box, which says Marvel Secret Wars. Okay, and then let's turn it to the side, and it says the same thing, Marvel Secret Wars. Okay, so yeah, very cool way to store your boxes. These run somewhere between $12 and $15.99 for these boxes, for these short boxes. All right, so we're going to grab the comic books, and I have a bunch of books. I have Marvel and DC. Not a lot of Marvel and DC. I have a lot of independent comics more than anything. That we're going to go through. Okay, let's sit this here. Let's sit the books there. And there we have a repeat of what we just seen. This is the Marvel Superheroes issue number 1, a 12-issue limited series. This is a reprint, of course, of Secret Wars. And to my understanding, Marvel is going to actually print these. They're going to be doing a reprint of all 12 issues, all 12, and I believe it's issue number 8, which is the issue that's the hot topic of this entire series. I never collected the entire series of Secret Wars, and now is a chance for me, umpteen years later, to do that. Let's back that back out there so you can see the books themselves, see the entirety of the books, and the very cool covers. So yeah, this is just a repeat of the short box itself, and very cool to have. So issue number 1 reprint of Marvel Secret Wars. And here we have a Marvel calendar. This is a 2024 Marvel calendar. If you can see that, it says here Blood Hunt, which I think is going to be a Blade book, if I'm correct. So yeah, you can see that there. Get some of that glare out of there. So very cool calendar to have for the year 2024. Thank you, Marvel. This is free from comic book shops, and why I always say, to support your local comic book shops. They need the support, but not only that, there's cool things that you can get from comic book shops, man, that you can't get, from digital comic shopping, so to speak. All right. Next up, we have also from Marvel Comics is Predator versus Wolverine, issue number 4. And this is written by Benjamin Percy with Ken Lashley, Nia Zama, I think, and Calvin. I don't know. I can barely see that name. It's like Kevin Goudry contributing to this book. Nice cover. I like that a lot. Okay, you see that? Yep. Okay, very good. Next up, also from Marvel, issue number 3 of the new run of Alien. And as you know, they've been basically restarting this series over again. It started off with Philip Kennedy Johnson. The latest writer on this, let's see who that is. Light's kind of a little dim there. Declan. Oh God, I can barely see that. Hold on. Declan Shalvey with Andrea Boccaro and Ruth Redmond. Yeah. Okay. Again, I don't want you guys to think I can't read, but I definitely can. But the print is kind of a little small, light's a little dim, and my glasses are terrible. And you've probably seen the next book upcoming. Also from Marvel, you got 3 movie franchise books here. And the third one is Beware the Planet of the Apes, issue number 1. It's supposed to be an all-new prequel to the original film. That cover is outstanding. That is a beautiful, beautiful cover. The interior artwork on it, though, is okay. I already took a look at the interior artwork. I think that it's okay. It's not the best. But nonetheless, I've been enjoying these Planet of the Apes books, and I cannot wait for the movie, which comes out, I believe, May of this year. You can see that. Let's do an up-close shot there. Beautiful cover. And I love that kind of rustic orange and yellow. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's move along. And here we have a Marvel previews. These are older books, by the way. These aren't books that came out this week. I'm always behind on my comic book collecting and hunting, but I'm glad I at least get a chance to get them. This is a Spectacular Spider-Man #1, which features Miles Morales and, of course, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Rick Weissman and Humberto Ramos as the artists, one of my favorite artists when it comes to comic book drawing. Amazing, sensational, superior, spectacular. And this is free from comic book shops. Okay. Now we get into our DC books. I don't have very many, but this is a DC Connect, which, of course, previews all the upcoming DC books that are coming out in the next couple of weeks or months. Back that out a little bit, if you can see that. So Batman, The Secrets of Zur-En-Arrh changed the course of the DC universe. Okay. It's like Batman meets Frankenstein with all those wraps around his face like that. Okay, and it's going to be issue number 45, written by Chip Zdarsky, and art by Jorge Jimenez. Both these guys were at New York Comic Con, by the way, last year. And I do recall seeing this, I think I did anyway, seeing this cover there. They were promoting the book. Anyway, next up we have from DC Comics issue number 1, one of my favorite characters, one of the enemies of Superman, Zod. This is Kneel Before Zod, issue number 1. Again, these books have been out for a while. And this is called The Bloodbath Starts Here. So, yeah. Very menacing cover there, issue number 1. And then also from DC Comics, and I've been pretty up to date with this series. This is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. And this is from the an underwater point of view, as we see Namor. Did I say Namor? I'm sorry. As we see Aquaman, confusing my characters there between the big two. That's Aquaman on his way to do battle with the king of all monsters. And it looks like Godzilla is already engaged with another kaiju. Cool cover there. I do like that. Absolutely. Okay. Can I do a close-up shot there? Let's see if we can. You can see that? All right. Very nice. Okay. All right. And we're back to Secret Wars again. Okay. So we're going to move these books out of the way and put up the independent comics. Okay, so let's switch places. All right, so next up we get into World Tree, a very, very intriguing series. It's like the X-Files meets Hill Street Blues or something. I don't know. One of those TV investigator shows that comes on. This is written by one of my favorite writers. This dude has been all over the place. Let me just get a drink of water really quick. Excuse me. Okay. This guy's all over the place. Kind of how Donny Cates was a couple of years ago. James Tynion IV, or Tynion IV. This is World Tree number 33. I believe this is from Image Comics. And this is issue number 3. I kind of fell behind on my comic books, as I've mentioned before, my comic book reading, because I've been doing a lot of different things. But I'm glad to say that I'm up to date or getting up to date on this particular series, which is really, really good. Here's issue number 4. Okay. Of this series. Here's issue number 5. And again, it has that X-Files vibe to it. That's what I really love about it. I don't want to reveal anything about the story per se. And again, I'm behind on my reading of the story anyway, so I really wouldn't have much to give away. But yeah, here's issue number 5. And issue number 6. World Tree 30 or World Tree. Okay. And again, James Tynion is all Tynion. I believe his name is pronounced one of those two ways. Here's issue number 3 of Deviant, again from Image Comics, and I love those covers. All the covers basically have pretty much been a kind of dedication, so to speak, of the Christmas holiday. Here's another Christmas tree on this third issue of Deviant. The other one I showed in my last comic book haul video had a similar cover. You can see that. Very dark and moody and atmospheric type story. Definitely worth reading. If you like horror comics, this is definitely for you. Okay. Let's back that back out there. And then speaking of horror comics, here is Book of the Butcher, also again from James Tynion. Very, very creepy cover there. And this, of course, spins out of the Something is Killing the Children from Boom Studios. A lot of people have lost interest in the story. I have not. I continue to follow up on it. I'm glad that I have. I've found some very, very interesting aspects of the story that are worth reading. This is the kind of the what am I trying to say here? Boom Studios. This is their number 1 property. Was given Boom Studios a lot of attention in terms of readers. Something is Killing the Children. There's also House of Slaughter, and then here's the book of, as you see in front of you, Book of the Butcher, or Book of Butcher. Okay. All right, digging that cover there. And then here's by the way, they use cardstock with this, which is really cool. It's not, no offense when I say this, the cheap paper cover that DC and Marvel use for most of their books. You know, it's no offense to Marvel or DC when I say that, but you know, I like the fact that with a lot of the independent comic books, they use cardstock sometimes with some of their comics, not all of them. It's a very expensive type of material to use when printing, you know, books. And speaking of cardstock, that's also true to this book, relevant to this book, Dracula. And this is issue number 3, I believe. Also by James Tynion IV. Oh my God. Like I just said, the dude is all over the place. With Martin Simmons contributing. This is issue number 3. Beautiful cover there. And looks like a werewolf. It's very beautiful and also very creepy at the same time. This book, I would have made probably my comic book of the year from 2023, except the fact that it was not a completed series. In terms of covers of the year, definitely runners up. And also smell of the year. In terms of the smell of comic books, I do love the smell of books, and especially comic books. Very, very nice cover there, man. These covers are worthy of being actually almost printed and as a portrait. You could put them on your wall, you know, if you have the space, you know, and interest in doing that. Okay. Anyway, Universal Monsters Dracula issue number 3. Also, here's another very good book, a very good series that I've been reading by Jeff Lemire, and I'm glad to say I've been somewhat consistent with this story. I might have missed 2 or 3 books, and I might have to wait till the trade paperback comes out to get them. But this is Tenement number 7, Revelations by Jeff Lemire, with Andrea Sorrentino and Dave Stewart contributing to this book. Again, if you're interested into mystery and horror and suspense, this is a book for you. Okay. Now we get into Unnatural Order. Same thing. If you're into mystery, horror, and suspense, here you go. And this is from Vault Comics. The first issue of this book was free. They actually put the first printing for free for comic book readers. Again, why it's important to support your local comic book shops and go up there to see what they have to offer. Okay, so it's issue number 2 from Vault Comics, Unnatural Order. Okay. And last but not least, from our independent comic book haul, we have The Hunger and the Dust. This is from IDW Comics. The publishers of, I believe they still publish, they publish the Godzilla comics, and they also still publish TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I believe at one point, I think they're still producing the, Power Rangers books, I think. I might be wrong. But I know the other 2 titles they definitely are publishing still. And there was a shakeup at IDW for a while in terms of what was going on with their company, but I think they got things together now. This is issue number 5 of The Hunger and the Dust by G. Willow Wilson. And I'm glad to say that I've continued reading this. This has a Dark Crystal type vibe, Lord of the Rings type vibe to it. If you're into fantasy type books, this is for you as well. Highly recommended. Very good book. Beautiful cover. Also, the interior artwork is beautiful as well. I believe it's by Chris Wilgoose. It says here on the cover, and someone named Masaria or Mazar. I can't pronounce her name. Spelled Myassyr. Mazik. I'm sorry, that's a K. Mazik. I don't know. But in any case, the interior artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Let's just take a look real quick. At the interiors. I'm not going to show you a whole lot. And you'll know I like to keep my books in Mylars. I believe in taking care of my comics. This is cardstock too, by the way. This is a cardstock print. Let's take a look at some of the artwork. You can see. Absolutely gorgeous. These panels are beautiful. Let's do a close-up shot there. Hope you can see that. There is no glare there. Okay. Beautiful artwork. This is absolutely gorgeous. And it reminds me again of what is it I mentioned? Dark Crystal. I think RDW was printing Dark Crystal comics for a minute. And speaking of Dark Crystal, they've been reacquired by a new company. I think they call it Scout or something like that. And with that being said, I'm hoping that we will get a season 2 to Dark Crystal. I know that it was they had season 1 on Netflix, but that ended abruptly and rudely. Shame on Netflix. But anyway, that's another story for another time. Look at that artwork, man. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And this is why I love collecting comic books. I love comic books. I really do. They're an unreality that parallels reality. And there's so many screwed up things going on in the world right now. You know, it's good to have that mental change of pace. You know, from our regular work days, school days, dealing with family, and you know, friends, and the different things that are happening in, like I said, in the world, and with all this just so much different stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. All right, let's back that back out there. So yes, here we go. This is my comic book haul, first comic book haul for 2024, January, new year. I will have my next comic book haul should be next month, because this is the last week of this month, of course, and the next month, of course, is Black History Month, and I already have some comic books that I want to showcase for that month, which will probably be next week, Wednesday of next week, of course. If you do or do not know, comic books are released every Wednesday of the month, so it's like Christmas every Wednesday of the month, of course, if you have the money to buy them. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this comic book haul. Thank you all for joining me. Again, support your local comic book shop. Read a comic book. It's good for the mind, good for the soul, good for relaxation and imagination. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace, love, and here Grease.